Hi everybody, it's Alex Newton from K-lytics, today with our Kindle market trends for September 2022. So let's have a look. Every month we monitor thousands and thousands of books across the Kindle bestseller lists to identify and show you the latest trends and developments. Among the top Kindle bestseller lists here in September 2022, the top ones continue to hold on to their ranked position: literature and fiction, then romance, then mystery, thriller, suspense, sci-fi and fantasy, then nonfiction, then already in smaller in sales, teen, young, adult, and many niche categories that follow. In romance, the top 100 sales rank performance continues on a sky-high level and also with a ever so slight market share increase over the last 18 months. Let's explore what we've seen as major trends across the categories in this #1 market on Amazon Kindle. One of the highest growing romance categories is Gothic romance, 49% sales rank improvement over the last 12 months, though Gothic here is a bit of a misnomer. Usually in literature, the definition of Gothic is related to medieval style of the horror and mystery depicted in fiction about the 18th and 19th centuries, and also related to the, say, Gothic structures in architecture, and in fashion we may have had the dark makeups, dark clothes, and so on and so forth. But here in romance, it's simply meant to denote the darker parts of the romance genre. And if we just look at the last 18 months and put them into a longer term picture, we see that the last 18 months are just a continuation of an overall longer term trend of rising sales ranks of almost anything that has to do with the darker themes of romance. Therefore, this category has very much become a home for romance novels that relate to dark fantasy, bully romance, dark mafia romance, you name it, and that very much relates to a longer-term trend across the romance genres that I've reported on recently at the Self-Publishing Formula Conference in London. In so many areas of life these days, we see a world of opposites, a world of extremes, of opposing poles. And the romance genre is very much the same, where on the one side we have very dark, erotic, steamy stuff on the rise. On the other side of the spectrum, we have clean and wholesome romance, and here Christian romance, specifically Christian romantic suspense, on the rise. 33% sales rank improvement over the last 12 months. It's definitely a bestseller list worth checking out here in the Christian fiction arena. And the good news is it's not only about high growth, it's also about the competitive profile. What I mean with that, if you plot the category on our K-lytics strategy map, where every dot is a category, and the higher it is on the graph, the better the average sales rank, and the further it is to the right of the graph, the more competitive it gets. You see here religion and spirituality, Christian books and Bibles, romance, mystery and suspense, sales rank around 1,760 category size, yet still less than 10,000. By the way, there is no need to take notes if you want to download a free copy of the Kindle main category performance. You can do so at klytics.com/free report. And if you are already a member, you can find the basic statistics here under the basic tab of the members area. Then in mystery, thriller, suspense, we finally saw a rebound here going into September 2022 after almost 1 year of decline of the bestseller list. There are quite a number of subgenres that have been trending up within this. One which I'd like to highlight today is legal thrillers. And now legal thrillers grew by 59% over the last 12 months in terms of sales rank performance. And if we plot it on a longer term timeline, we see that that seems to establish an upward trend after years and years of decline. Thus, good news for the legal thriller authors amongst you out there. In science fiction and fantasy, it's perhaps a bit too early to tell whether we also will see an upward trend again here. It's been rising in September after months and months of decline. It's hard to say what caused the decline. Perhaps it was rising prices, but not all subcategories were affected by this decline. In fact, we saw some strong increases in some niche markets. One remarkable example is literal role-playing game literature and gamelit, which doesn't have a designated category, but many of the books found a home in games and science fiction, fantasy gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, where sales ranks improved by more than 100% and where virtually all of the books have lit RPG or game lit background. And by the way, put it on the K-lytics strategy map and you see what I mean by a hot sell, a very small and hopefully yet to grow genre, where the sales ranks are pretty high with 1,683 and the category size at this point in time is less than 1,000 titles. Last not least, also after quite some decline over the last months, we see a bit of an upturn in teen young adult. I put it with a question mark. Is it too early to tell? I don't know, but at least from a trend perspective, the summer and here early fall has been positive. Alright, if you're not a member yet and want to find the best book market opportunities in seconds, make yourself a present and check out our membership options and find the latest genre reports in the custom research area of the members area. Also, you can use the sidebar. The recent editions contain here paranormal romance with a full report and seminar with the bonus report on the highest selling subgenre shifter romance. Check out the new mystery thriller suspense summer edition report with its top 100 market snapshot, or the recent billionaire romance report. Alright, so much for today. This is Alex Newton from K-lytics, ebook market intelligence for success.